if I swung that way, I'd be all over her.
And may I add that she doesn't have to have makeup to be beautiful, because she came over to my house last minute. Janet got confused about when the podcast was one day. No makeup. And I'm like, what? Disgusting.
Well,
because you're gorgeous, and I have to spend all this time on makeup to
You're
feel.
the same.
You do not.
But
no, you do not.
You just, you're
But
beautiful.
thank you.
Anyway, sorry.
You're the
cut
same.
you off.
You're the same too. You're gorgeous without makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason, and this is, I'll get to the big reason, but another reason is because of what you're doing with Toxic Twins. It's kind of inspiring to me because you're taking the steps to do something that you really, really love doing. And so that's inspiring to me to, you know what, I need to start doing that. I need to start doing what I love and work towards making a living doing that.
Yes.
And so that's inspiring. But here's a reason, and I'm going to give a shameless plug to my blog. I wrote about not comparing yourself to supermodels, and not to get into everything. When I was younger, I grew up very... I was an outcast. I was bullied, like your friend. I was bullied. When they noticed me, I was I was super smart, and that apparently wasn't cool back then. Now it's cool. But I was super smart, and I
That's
always had
why
my
you're
nose
our
in a
hero.
book. And I was so shy, and that shocks people. But I was so shy, and I was bulimic for 27 years. I dealt with all these body image issues. I looked probably, I was not a real attractive, I had the big gap in between my teeth and stuff, and I probably looked my very best once I started running marathons. And like in my early 30s, in my early and mid 30s, I started to look good, and then I got attention from men and stuff like that. Well, as I was recovering from bulimia, it was over the past few years, one of the things I wanted to really focus on is kind of being an advocate for healthy body image, especially for girls, because they don't, girls feel like they're not pretty enough.
Mm-hmm.
What's been very fascinating and very enlightening to me is over the past few years, I have gorgeous friends. I mean, you too. I just have absolutely stunning friends. And when they open up to me, and Teresa did, and I won't get into the things that she said, but when they open up to me and they share their vulnerabilities, it's been really surprising to me that all of us go through that same thing.
Yeah.
We go through that same never feeling like we're enough, never feeling like we're good enough. And I'm sure men experience that too, never feeling like they earn enough, or, there's some very shallow women, so, they probably feel like they're never attractive enough or whatever. But it's something that we have in this sisterhood. And it was when she shared her story with me, it was inspiring to me. It was incredibly inspiring to me, because also when you share your vulnerabilities, which she did very well, when you share those vulnerabilities, you make yourself stronger.
It's okay if you say, I don't care. Because women need to know what everybody goes through.
Right. And so, she shared with me how she didn't feel tall enough, or she was not thin enough. And, she was in the modeling industry. So that was very, very, very
high pressure.
It beats the crap out of you.
In comparison to a normal girl.
And so it's that, so she got those messages more in extreme than I did. I mean, I was bullied from some kids at school and my mom, but she got these extreme messages that I'm not good enough. I have to be better. I have to be better. I have to be better. And it's one of those things that just made me, I saw her for her, I got to see who she truly is, and it made me just adore her. I mean, I did anyway, but it just made me really adore her. And so that's why she is my woman crush of the week. And now I'm teary-eyed, too.
Damn it, Carrie.
I know! Wow.
She's amazing. She's a truly amazing woman. And, also that experience of, she's beautiful, and so she has to fight for people to see how smart she is, because she is. She's brilliant. She's incredibly smart. And so she has to fight that so people see past the beauty to see how smart she is. So it's just, she's amazing.
Okay. And she works her tail off.
I know.
We love you.
Damn it, Carrie.
Yeah. I said not to make us cry.
Sorry.
But thank you.
Yeah. I was actually going to use you the last time, but then I thought, this is perfect because she's actually going to be here. So, yeah, this is perfect.
Oh,
So-
yeah, sure. Just watch me cry in person. That's the way to do it.
Gotta see if that mascara
Effect.
runs.
Yes.
I gotta see if it runs like mine.
Guess what? Their fake their lash extension is not going to run.
Well, maybe your eyes will get all red and bloodshot
They will. They'll get all bloodshot
and puffy.
puffy. And then I'll go home and I'll be dripping snot and everything. It'll just suck, man.
Oh, are you going to be okay?
Yeah,
You
I'm
need to
fine.
Take a break.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I just wasn't
Thank
expecting
you, Carrie.
that.
That
but
was
thank
really
you.
sweet. That was awesome. A great message.
Yeah.
It was.
thanks.
I don't think she knew how much her sharing her story meant to me.
I didn't. Thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, you had talked about when you were working out in your 30s, you started to feel better, look better, and that was like a really good time.
Well, I
in your
worked
life.
out. I worked
Yeah.
out my whole life because I was bulimic, and that was part of it.
Okay,
So, yeah.
but you were running the marathons.
Yeah, I ran marathons.
Did you do triathlons?
No, because I can't swim. I'm so pathetic when I swim. People have tried to teach me how to swim. Zach tried to teach me how to swim over the summer, and he just kept laughing. He's like, "You're working so hard and not moving." I'm like, I know. I'm like a dog, that doesn't understand.
Well,
the
this will
water
make
thing.
you feel good because my mom didn't learn how to swim until she was in her 50s.
Oh, so
So,
there's still.
see?
I'm
You're
47.
good.
I can still learn. It is. It's pathetic to watch because I'm working so hard, and I'm literally not moving. I look up, and I'm like, seriously?
That was a lot of work for nothing. Well,
pathetic.
I found an article about the ideal age for happiness. Did you look at this?
I know we passed it. We passed the age.
Do
You
you
still have it
agree
to
with
look
it?
forward to.
Do you agree with
What
it,
was
though?
the age again?
The article said it was from a study, suggests that women are the happiest around the age of 38 and men around the age of 40. Because women or men are happiest in their life when they're fit, healthy, and have good friends. And I
don't agree with the
question that
age thing.
because
I don't either.
everyone's different.
Yeah,
Everyone
I don't.
is different.
I think around the age of 40 is when women really start to become very self-aware. They start to
The wrinkles
self-actualize.
and the gray hair.
Well, and they become self-aware, and they become more. They start to realize more of who they are as a woman, as a person. When I was 40 was when I started accepting the fact that I was bulimic, and I started getting help for it. I lost my teeth then.
So that
And
is
It wasn't a good time for me. No, I mean
but
it was a good.
When you look back, it was a good realization.
It
to
was a
get
good realization,
you to a good place.
but it was a hell, So I don't agree with putting an age on it because everybody is different, and really your happiness is your responsibility. It's not another person. It's not this. It's not that. It's not more money. It's not more stuff. It's how you decide to be happy, and I think I know extremely happy people who are in their 20s, and I know extremely happy people that are in their 80s.
I think it's a gradual thing. You still grow into it.
Right.
I don't think that there's an age range. I think you grow into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I can see that too. Yeah,
Because I'm going to be 47 in a couple of weeks, and it's the same deal. I feel each year becoming more and more confident in myself and being happier with myself as the time goes on.
Right.
And I think your friendships just become that much more special to you
Exactly.
and who they are.
Exactly.
And what their
Exactly.
worth is to you.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and things that, these things that used to be so important, they're not important anymore. You start to find this place where really important, valuable things are become sacred to you, And also, I think as you age, you start living your life for you.
yes.
And less because you're supposed to.
Right.
My friend, who I can't mention her name because it's the same one who just finally had her very first O. She did everything she was supposed to do. I would say for her, 40 was a definite start to her living her life. I mean, she did everything she was supposed to do. She got 2 master's degrees. She got a great job.
wow.
She got married to somebody who turned into just her roommate. She had 2 kids. She bought a house. She did all these things she was supposed to do. Well, then she realized she wasn't happy in her marriage. She wasn't happy in her work. She wasn't happy in so many things. And she got divorced, and she started living her life for her with less Catholic guilt. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think it's, as women age, I don't think there's any set age. 40 might be a typical age where you start doing that, but.
I think I agree. Yeah, and I was when I read that, I was like, I want to find out because these are two very smart women that probably provide some insight.
feel
Two
it's a
different
growth-
backgrounds.
Yeah, it's just a growth process, period.
If you're not continuing to learn and grow in life, something is wrong.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything
This
else
one
you
is
guys
good.
want to?
This
I
is
know.
good. This
I
one's
know.
really good.
We're having so much fun.
I know.
Are we?
Until I cried. I feel like a
No,
wuss.
it was just icing on the cake. Is there anything you guys want to add? Like, I throw these notes at you every week, and
I
it's
like this
just
one.
stuff.
How to raise a child who loves to read.
And I
yeah,
thought you
love
might,
that.
but then I was like, am I? Oh, she's a writer. She's a reader. Am I just okay? So you
Taking
guys
the
both,
easy road.
right? You guys both have kids.
Yeah.
Are they readers?
I had both where they went through phases of reading and not reading. And once they realized what they were into, they would read, and then they'd, go through social phases, and then they come back to reading. And like my youngest is now, she's into reading again, even though she has a boyfriend now.
Uh-oh.
Anyway,
Sometimes that's a good escape from boyfriend.
actually, he's a great kid. I can't say anything.
I know, but
he's
still, you can't always be with them. So.
she's not,
I'm
and
going
she's
to read
not.
my book.
Yeah, and she's not really. I don't know. She's happier now that she has a boyfriend, but she's not. I don't know. Like that's her whole life. So thankfully,
Yeah, she's still hanging on to her. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
yeah, and I hope she does too.
Mhm.
I hope she continues to, because she's a beautiful little thing who's just got a heart bigger than her whole body. So she's a
Awesome.
little sweetheart.
And your kids?
My girls are readers. My girls are like me. If they had to read something, they don't want to read it.
Right.
But reads. My youngest is the big reader. She's the one who she'll get her nose in a book. Well, I don't think she gets books. She's 10, so she has a Kindle.
Right.
But yeah, she loves reading. She loves going to the library. She loves to read. But if you tell her she has to read something for school, no, she doesn't want to read it. That's
Is that how
stupid.
you were?
Yeah, definitely. Until college. Once I was in college, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's actually learning stuff. So that's cool. My son wants to read. We figured out with my son the way to get him to read is to give him one book. Here, you'll like this. Because we used to, and my ex-husband will still do this sometimes. Like, he'll go to these used books. My ex-husband does not read. I have a funny story to tell about my ex-husband. My ex-husband does not read. Let me just sidetrack with that story because it's hilarious. So, this is back when we were married and we're driving to Blockbuster because we're going to rent some DVDs and watch a movie. And he said, you love to read, so I think this is a great idea. We should open a place, it's like videos, but you can come and rent books. I said, Steve, they're libraries and they're free. Oh.
No way. Really? Were you driving? Because that would have been unsafe.
He was driving. I
Oh.
probably would have drove up.
Right.
Correct.
Oh,
I married you.
heavens.
I can't believe I married you.
Oh.
But he goes, he knows I want my kids to be readers. So he would go to these used book things, where you buy books because, now people like to read on Kindles and stuff. And he would get 8 or 10 different books for Skylar. And I'm getting him a deal because they were 50 cents a book. So I'm getting him a deal. Well, Skylar can't make a decision. So he would lay them out. Which one should I read? This one's bigger, so it will last longer. This one sounds really interesting. Which one should I read? And he'd spend 2 hours trying to figure out which book to read. But Mom, which one do you think I should read? Which one would you read? And you try and pick, but then he'll say, but this one sounds better, and then you just never read anything. So now I've learned with him, I have to just hand him a book. Here, read this book. You'll like it. So that's
that
how
works?
that's how to get him to read. So.
Are you a reader, T-Squared?
When I have the opportunity, yeah, I love to read. Actually, I have a lot of books, but
I have to make
mine are
myself
back
stop.
into the music industry and stuff. So I read all that.
And everyone has what they like.
Yeah.
Right.
I love biographies because I like to hear about other people's lives.
And memoirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just love reading.
The Heroine Diaries. Awesome.
Very good.
Talk about memoirs.
Yeah, definitely very, very good.